Good evening. I'm Gene Cuny, the writer and producer of our play tonight. And I'm glad to see everybody here, and thank you for coming out on a cold January evening. We hope to make your visit worthwhile and give you a few laughs, a few sighs, and perhaps leave here scratching your head wondering just what the heck was that all about anyway. Before we go on, I would like to mention that we will have a 10-minute intermission in the middle of the show, and at that time we will have souvenirs and memorabilia available for purchase outside in the parking lot. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to the small print on the show, on the program there. This lists people and organizations who helped us put this whole thing together, particularly Gene and Charlotte Cuny of Rockwall. They were this production's angels. The Austin Arts and Music Project. The KPM Institute was very generous with their space. Lone Star Directions will be taping this show tonight, and if anybody would like a DVD copy of it, just let the person outside the intermission know. He'll get your contact information. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the Shadeborn Queen. And now, without further ado, the Ifandor players and associates are proud to present Case 146, The Rattler's Curse.
That particular day was ending just like the others had been. I was watching the sun setting over Austin. That golden globe reminded me of my last drop of whiskey, sliding down another bottle into the open maw of darkness. Only I was out of forgetful juice that day, and I knew it'd take a whole lot more bottles of it to forget about the way she left me. I was contemplating stepping over to the other side of my badge and knocking off a liquor store when I heard a knock at the door. Private Dick hears that. First thing he hopes for is a long-legged blonde in a short black skirt and high-spiked heels. And lady, I was no different. Over the years, I'd learned the best way to forget about one skirt was to start chasing another. And I've been out of the hunt a while.
Anyone in there?
Door's open. Come on in. The lady that came through the door that day was wearing a black dress all right, but I could tell from her sensible shoes and her bent-over back it had been a long time since she's seen the slim side of 60.
Are you the private detective?
Yes, ma'am, just like the door says.
My name is Ludlow Chambers.
Case, just in case. My folks were a couple of old existential hippies, thought that names should have some sort of meaning, like a boy named Sue or something. Here, have a sit. Bet you have to put up with the same amount of stuff that I do about your name.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Never mind. What can I do for you today?
Well, I'm here to see you about a problem I have. It's my boy Henry. Well, not my boy, actually. I'm his grandma, but I raised him, you see.
Is Henry in trouble?
He's dead. They're not doing nothing about it.
And how did Henry die?
Oh, he was murdered. I just know it. They say it was an accident, but he was worried. He told me several times something fishy was going on, and he...
Now, hold on just a second. Just how exactly did Henry die?
A snake bite. A rattlesnake bite. You don't die of rattlesnake bites these days, Mr. Case.
And who told you it was an accident?
Oh, that lady sheriff down there.
Is that who he worked for?
No, he worked for the base. She's just repeating what they told her.
And you think they were covering up?
Well, it might be a cover-up, but more likely they just don't care about some poor breed. Half black, half Mexican, half Irish, half God knows what all. You see, the boy's father and my daughter, I guess they got bit by that thing called love.
I understand. And this base Henry worked at, is it military?
Oh, it's Army, but not like any regular Army base, really. It's more like a factory, some kind of secret hush-hush thing my Henry got into. He wasn't in the service, mind you. He just kept the animals. He called it a zoo lab.
What kind of animals they keep there?
Oh, there's mountain lions and monkeys and bears. Oh my, and snakes. Whole section just for snakes. Rattlesnakes.
And where is this base?
Oh, it's down the Rio Grande Valley, not near any major colonial. Small town called Spallas. Here, I'll show you on this map I brought.
And if Henry was so worried about all this, why didn't you just leave?
Oh, they paid him good money, oh yes. He sent me every other paycheck. Not that I needed it, but here's more than he could spend down there. I've saved them all up. They're all yours if you can tell me who killed him.
Ma'am, I just go by standard rates, plus expenses.
Oh, it's blood money to me now. I don't want it. I don't need it. All I want is some justice.
If you insist, if you sign this contract, I'll head down first thing tomorrow morning. Sign right there, initial there, and right there.
That's good of you, Mr. Case. I couldn't get no one else. And one more thing,
Yes, ma'am?
you be careful down there. There's things going on that are mighty squirmy, as my Henry put it.
I'll wear my boots then. So that's how it all started. You may be wondering if I took this case out of curiosity, out of sympathy. Nah, I just needed the money.
Chingado. Un momento. Chinga madre. Ay Dios. Ay, por favor, déjeme ganar. Chinga. Chinga madre.